Morning, people. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm trying to look at the camera itself, but that flashes in my eye, and I don't know how to turn it off. But, anyways, thank you for logging on to the YouTube channel. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing. I'm going to continue doing these things. I kind of skipped yesterday, but I wanted to just give you guys the word. So, they're still studying in the Daily Bread, Zechariah 9 through 12, Revelations 20, Zechariah 13 through 14, Revelations 21. And yesterday's was washed in love. You see that a person is considered righteous by what they do, not by faith alone. So I walk by faith, not by sight. And um, good works cannot be done by faith alone. Good works without good faith without works. Um, It reminds me of that. Anyways, washed in love. And then, so let me do one at a time. This is the example they gave. A small church in Southern California recognized an opportunity to express God's love in a practical way. Jesus, I'm getting distractions. Small church in Southern California recognized an opportunity to express God's love in a practical way. Believers in Jesus gathered at a local laundromat to give back to their community by washing clothes for those in financial need. They cleaned and folded clothes together and sometimes provided hot meals and bags of groceries for recipients. One volunteer discovered the great reward was in the actual contact with people, hearing their stories. Because of their relationship with Jesus, these volunteers wanted to live out their faith through loving words and actions that help them nurture genuine relationships with others. The Apostle James affirms that every act of professing believers' loving service is a result of genuine faith. He states that faith by itself is not accompanied by action, is dead. He states that faith by itself, it is not accompanied by action, is dead. James 2nd, 14 through 17. Declaring we believe makes us children of God, but it's when we serve Him by serving others that we act as believers who trust and follow Jesus. Faith and service are closely interdependent as the body of the Spirit, verse 26. A beautiful display of the power of Christ as He works in and through us. After personally accepting that God's sacrifice on the cross washes us in perfect love, we can respond in authentic faith that overflows into the ways we serve others. So I am a firm believer in serving God is you serve God through loving thy neighbor, through serving others, through what you do for others. But also what you do for yourself first. Like again, you cannot give from a cup if it's empty. You cannot your cup cannot overflow if it's empty or if it's getting empty and you're not refueling it. God fill me up, God. So anyways, the message here is washed in love. James 2nd, 14 to 26. You see that a person is considered righteous by what they do, not by faith alone. So it's not about how much they believe in Christ, but what they actually do because of the word of Christ or because of are they being obedient to God? Are they walking it like they talk it? As I always say, walk it like you talk it, or I walk it like I talk it. For the most part, but we're human. We stumble. We make mistakes. We're not always doing right. It's all a lesson. So after personally accepting that God's sacrifice on the cross washes us in perfect love, we can respond in authentic faith that overflows into ways we serve others. So, make it a point to do something for someone else without seeking applause. God sees everything you do, whether you think He does or not. God sees all. So, question, ask yourself, has someone helped you be more open to knowing Jesus personally? Yes. I have a few people who God placed there to help me be more knowing of Jesus personally. So, I've talked about them on my page before, and you're going to be presented with people who God placed there to specifically help you find yourself in Christ or find your identity in Christ or find God. It's just to point you in the right direction. How can you demonstrate your faith in Christ through loving words and actions? So, I can answer that in the way of you can demonstrate it through being kind when you speak to people. Also, doing good to others, not using people, not being out of context. Just how you treat others. That's how you show your obedience. How you treat others. Are you using people, or are you allowing God to use you? That there are a lot of examples of how. So let's Jesus, please flood our lives with your perfect cleansing love so that we can pour it into the lives of others. So that's like one goal of mine, is to always remain poised, because I'm human. I'm also an individual. And when people have crossed me, I get into that Taurus bull where I want to defend myself, but I have to be poised enough to know that God sees all. Karma's gonna deal with those people who are doing others wrong. You don't have to take it upon yourself to do it. So I'm hoping that I'm able to be poised and remain poised, and not be reactive, and think kindly. And I want to be able to, and I'm saying this because I hope that I can document my growth. I want to be able to respond in the word, in the sword of God. So with every response, instead of when someone comes at you, respond with poise, classiness, ladylike, because, always everyone, or I can get gutter when it comes to the Taurus bull. When crossed, I feel like I got to defend myself, but I got to remember that God defends me, and he has it all. God is in control, He has the last say. He's the one that's going to tell us, what goes, what does not. I just want to be able to be poised in my responses. So then today's word is a design deficiency. Isaiah 22, 8 through 11. You did not look at the one who made it, or have regard for the one who planned it long ago. There's a natural spring that arises on the east side of the city of Jerusalem. In ancient times, it was the city's only water supply and was located outside the walls. Thus, it was the point of Jerusalem's great vulnerability. The exposed spring meant that the city, otherwise impenetrable, could be forced to surrender if an attacker were to divert or dam the spring. King Hezekiah addressed this weakness by driving a tunnel through 1,750 feet of solid rock from the spring into the city where it flowed, the lower pool. And it says, you can see Kings 20:20, 2 Chronicles 32:2-4. But in all of this, Hezekiah did not look to the one who made it, or have regard for the one who planned it long ago. Isaiah 22:11. Planned what? God himself planned the city of Jerusalem in such a way that the water supply was unprotected. The spring outside the wall was a constant reminder that the inhabitants of the city must depend solely on him for their salvation. So, depend solely on God for your salvation. Just was speaking about that, to be able to know that you don't have to come into your own defense, that God's got it all. God is in control. He's got you. Do not be afraid of them, for the Lord your God himself will fight for you. So Deuteronomy 3:22. Can it be that our deficiencies exist for our good? Indeed, the Apostle Paul said that he would boast in his limitations, because it was through weakness that the beauty of the power of Jesus was seen in him. 2 Corinthians 12:9-2. Can we then regard each limitation as a gift that reveals God as our strength? Most people be like, oh, I got through this, I did that. No, to God be the glory. He's the one that gave you the strength to do the things that to overcome the things that you've overcome, to be able to tackle, what he has presented in your life. Because God will not give you anything you cannot handle, right? So, ask yourself, what are your deficiencies? How are they helping you gain trust in God? God, when I am weak, I pray that others will see that you are my strength. It's a beautiful thing. It is what it is. It's self-explanatory, and everything I had just mentioned kind of flowed into this one. So I'm going to get into, remember, people, remember, you did not look to the one who made it, or have regard for the one who planned it long ago. So always give God the glory. Also, you see that a person is considered righteous by what they do, not by faith alone. So I had respect for a person or an individual who, in turn, when he was going through something, he directed me to God. He's like, look, I'm going to fail you. Just make sure you depend on God. Don't depend on me. And that's so true. And because of him, I've been able to, just his direction, because God placed certain people to know exactly what to say at the right time, because of him, I'm able to always rely on God and always stick to what God wants for me. And just it was just a reminder: come this way, go to God. Don't go to man, go to God with everything. So also, I think this makes me think of James 2:14-16, or James 2:24. You see that a person is considered righteous by what they do, not by faith alone. So it didn't matter about this guy's faith and how he was talking. I was intrigued by how much of the word he knew, or if he's dedicated his time here on earth to actually learn the word. I gave him all respect for that. But I needed to give God the glory, because there were certain things that he went through in life that God allowed him to depend on him and actually know the word. So instead of that, I had to be cautious and be considerate to see his works, your harvest, it's not only by what you speak, it's about what you do, because what you do comes back. So if you were doing good and speaking the word, your life would be a little bit more aligned with what God's will is. You know what I mean? Or God puts people through the ringer to be able to develop them. So I wish I had known then what I know now, but I know better now. Discernment. This reminds me of discernment. See that a person is considered righteous by what they do, not by faith alone. So what do? Are you always out for your own selfish needs? Are you always looking out to see what somebody else got, coveting somebody else so that you can benefit from it, get in that person's good graces to benefit from it? That's not you walking like you talk it, as far as like if you know the word and you're always preaching the word, and it's easier said than done. Most people will know, whoever knows the word or know something, and it's easier to give advice than to take it yourself. Easier said than done. However, that person showed me a lot. Had I known that discernment, I would have avoided a lot. Had I had that discernment and known, look at what his harvest is. Look at his fruit. Is this person bearing fruit? But it's not only that either, because a person could have it all and be horrible inside, like not a good person. So I think what this is trying to tell us is look at how people treat other people. Look at what they choose to do. Look at, also their harvest. Have they sown good seeds? That'll help you discern who's good and who's not, or who's actually walking and righteously, and who's not. When you want to surround yourself with people who are walking righteously, you want to look at those things. You want to look at how they treat others, how they speak of themselves. Then you'll know how you're going to yoke yourself, or how you're going to be involved with an individual. Now I know. Forgive me for I did not know. So I'm going to get into each day in the beginning. Today is the 30th. Excuse me, y'all. I'm still using books in this technology era. So I'm going to read yesterday's. Kindness and intelligence don't always deliver us from the pitfalls and traps. There is no way to take the danger out of human relationships. Ooh, Barbara Gratuzzi Harrison said it. Oh, she said it. It's true. If you are kind to someone, and if you are using your knowledge about how to function with people, it doesn't always deliver us from people's ill intents, or what God has set before us to teach us lessons. It doesn't always take the danger out of human relationships, but sometimes you need all human relationships to be able to learn what you need to learn. You live and you learn. You make mistakes. It's part of life. It's a part of the growth process. Relationships with other people are necessary to escape loneliness. Isn't that the truth? That's so the truth. Sometimes, like now, I find myself, I said I didn't want to rely on that, but I just want to be able to hug somebody without all the feelings, without getting all wrapped up. I want to be able to feel the warmth of somebody else, hear somebody else's heartbeat. I wish we could, if those memes were correct, rent a friend for the day. And then keep it moving because you got paid. Relationships with other people are necessary to escape loneliness. However, relationships do not guarantee freedom from pain. Actually, it's promise. It's promise. Pain is growth, So just know, like, when you meet people or when you decide to be in something, there's going to be some pain. I know there's a song out there that says it. Nurturing a meaningful relationship with another human being takes patience. Oh, does it take patience? And when we do, even when we don't have any, it takes tolerance. Oh, does it take tolerance? Even when we don't feel it, it takes selflessness, not selfish, selflessness. At those very moments, our own ego is crying for attention. Yet we need relationships with others. They inspire us. We learn who we are, and we learn who we become through relationships. Their precip- precipitate our accomplishments. Our creativity is encouraged by them, and so is our emotional and spiritual development. We can look around us attentively. We can feel blessed, even when it's a negative situation. Every situation is capable of inspiring a positive step forward. Every situation is meant for our good. I said it before I read it, and that's a whole different book. What? There's risk in human relationships, and it's often accompanied by pain. But I'm guaranteed growth, and I will find the happiness I seek. I will reach out to someone today. And it's so true. Like when I've allowed people to have my time, or when I allow myself to have someone else's presence, I've always said, like, let's make the best of it. Let's make it count. Because once this moment is over, it's over. There's no getting it back. There's no turning back. There's no getting it back. You know, this camera is so a little off, but it's okay. My body. Off the clock. But, you know, I got a little curtain in the back. So today is, and what a delight it is to make friends with someone you have despised. Colette. Oh, wow. And I don't despise too many people. I don't think I despise any at all. When I see myself being irritated by someone, I'm like, okay, this person reflects me in some way, shape, or form. Let me figure out what or how they reflect me. What does it mean to say we despise someone? Usually it means that we've invested a lot of energy in negative feelings, and it means that we have to let ourselves care deeply about someone. We would never say we despise someone who wasn't important to us. Right. If the person didn't bother you, if you didn't care about the person wouldn't bother you. That's just how it is. If you didn't care about that individual, whether you think you do or not, why are you paying attention to their actions or their behaviors? Why have we chosen to let negative feelings occupy so much of our hearts? If you despise a person. Sometimes in the past, the negative energy has become almost an obsession, consuming our time, gnawing at our self-esteem. But in recovery and healing, there comes a moment of lightning change, a moment, that aha moment I was telling y'all about, a moment of release from our bonds of obsession. The other person is, after all, just another person, a seeker like ourselves. And since we cared enough to devote our time and energies to disliking this individual, that individual probably is someone who would be rewarding to know. So when you find yourself being irked by someone, take your time to have patience with them. Try to get to know that individual, because maybe you're just seeing a mirror image of what maybe your flaws are or your pitfalls. You know what I mean? You're not liking this individual for a reason. Maybe it's something that reflects you, and that's true. Like you guys mirror each other. Like people around you are there because of relativity, because y'all have something in common. And when y'all feel like y'all have nothing in common, say, you know, my creator made me. That's our common ground. Recovery and healing has given us the opportunity to turn over many negative feelings, to discover that friend and enemy can be two sides of the same person. Today, I will look into my heart and see whether I am clinging to obsessive concerns with other people. I will resolve to let them go. That made me think of like when I'm irked by someone. Like they see your little green light on Messenger and then they just jump on and want to talk to you right away. But have you found yourself doing that too? You know, there are times when people need someone else. So I've been trying to train myself to see, let me not be aggravated. Let me respond in kind. Let me respond kindly, because if I wanted someone's attention and I jumped on them and I saw an opportunity to see them or to speak with them, would I react the same way? You know, I want to be able to be kind, but yet, so I'm very honest. I'm mostly honest, all the time honest, but I'm very mindful of what I say to people, because I'll say, I'm about to clock in or I'm getting ready for work. So then that hopefully that'll put the person in my shoes if they're smart enough to okay, she's running around, she can't respond. I have had people aggravated because I can't respond fast enough, or because maybe when I want to just relax, people just jumping in my inbox and stuff. So this era has become so social media, so technology reliant, that that's all we see, you know. But try to be mindful when you're irritated by someone, to be mindful of maybe they're in need of something. They would only reach out if they needed something from you. You're the person they're seeking that out of. And I'm not saying but I'm not saying that it's your job to respond, but you know, the energy you give out, you give back. It is what it is. So I want to read devotions for couples, or the one single all the time. And then I'm all hesitant to date because I just don't want to get hurt, but I also know it's a growth process. So in a way, I'm ready to see what people have to share. But I'm not really sure. You know, I'm human. So anyway, December 30th. Claiming Christ. By faith, Moses had grown up, refused to be known as the son of Pharaoh's daughter. He chose to be mistreated along with the people of God rather than to enjoy fleeting pleasures of sin. Hebrews 11:24-25. We can base our identity on many things: our family status in the community, our education, job, and achievements, monies, cars, and houses, our appearance and image, our social circle and popularity. What are you known for today? What am I known for today? People tell me, get up in their comments, what am I known for today? I can see from my perspective what I'm known for. But we shall say, I used to always say, live, laugh, love. And I am love. That's just what I am. But I'm not always lovable. Pray that you're named as followers of Christ today. That's what I am, a follower of Christ. Definitely that. Obey the word without an apology or compromise. Forgive those who insult your faith in Jesus. Strive to please God instead of other people. Give when others are taken. Oh, that's so true. Give when others are taking. Speak the truth in love. Share the good news of salvation. Respect those in authority. Serve the church with your gifts. Live your lives to shine God's light in the darkness. You're called to pick up your cross and follow Jesus. You'll be mocked, hated, and misunderstood. And y'all know y'all see those comments on Facebook when people be hating or saying something. Look. One of the guys had told me, and I'm going to say it because, you know, it bothered me a little bit. You look like a clown with all that makeup. Well, you know what? I think the clown stuff is only because of my eyebrows, because they're not legit. But if you watch my YouTube, then you will see that I said that too about my flaws, and I'm accepting me for G for all she is. But look, I have been putting on less, like I don't put on eyeliner. I just put on a little mascara, you know, trying to make it natural. Because of those comments. But there's always going to be opinion. There's always going to be a hater. There's always going to be someone mocking you because you're not maybe giving the word as they would expect you to give the word. There's always going to be a critic, but just do it to please the Lord. You know, if you got a good heart and good intentions about it, don't even worry about what nobody else is talking about. You were called to pick up a cross and follow Jesus. You'll be mocked, hated, and misunderstood. So was Jesus, wasn't he? He was misunderstood. He was mocked. And I was just praying to God earlier, like, Father, just help me to have a heart like Jesus. Help me to have a mind like Jesus. Help me, because I want to, but I know that it's going to come with a lot of backlash. I know it's going to come with a lot of naysayers. You know what I mean? But I want to just live with love. Like, I want to be able to love all people as he loved us. You know, that also comes with sacrifices, because with relationships and interactions come pain. Jesus took the most, man. He took it all. So be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it. Just heard him say that. Set your minds on the things above, not on earthly things. For you died, and your life is now hidden with Christ in God. When Christ, who is your life, appears, then you will also appear with him in glory. Colossians 3:2-4. Lord, give us the courage to call ourselves your children. Make our lives a witness of your truth and love. Hence why I just come on here and just try to share about my life, try to share what I'm learning. All, and I show y'all the books that I read. All I'm doing is reading, but I'm trying to share it. I've come across plenty of people, with different beliefs, different cultures, different religions, and they're like, "Wow, I see something in you. Like you're amazing. You amaze me. I don't know what it is." And I'm like, "Well, I'm just trying to share it. Flaws and all. God created me just as I am. All my flaws, all my flaws. He created me. How can I not try to share that with the world? How can I not? Come on." So Bible promises. I said I would just open it. Oh, wow. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Love does not die easily. It is a living thing. It thrives in the face of all things. Wait. Love does not die easily. I think I said that yesterday. Like love, when you love someone, it never goes away. It might fade in time, and then when you meet up with that person again, it's just all reignited. But love does not die. Love is an energy. Love is everything. God is love. Love does not die easily. It is a living thing. It thrives in the face of all life's hazards, save one, neglect. I don't get that last part. Save one / neglect. James D. Bryden. If anybody knows what that is, put it in the comments. Come on, talk with me. The way to love anything is to realize that it might be lost. Ooh, ain't that the truth? G.K. Chesterton. The way to love anything is to realize that it might be lost. I remember someone telling me that. I'm afraid to love because I might lose it. But there's also a saying, it is better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all. Because then you will never know what the feeling is, what it feels like, how it can just fill your body with electricity and energy, and it's a beautiful thing. Like, I just want to love. Can someone let me love them? Let me love you. Maybe you should let me love you. So off. Oh, the most precious possession that ever comes to a person in this world is the realization that you have won someone's heart. That's so true. That's so true. That's so true. It will make me feel proud. It will make me feel special if I know I've gained someone's heart. It will make me feel like, wow, yeah, special. It will make me feel special. The most precious possession that ever comes to a person in this world is the realization that you have won someone's heart. Adapted from Josiah G. Holland. Why are all these so true? I have many reasons to make me love thee, whereof I will name 2. First, because thou lovest God, and secondly, because thou lovest me. Margaret Winthrop. Oh my God, that's all I want. Those are like my top 2 things that I want from someone. I want someone to love God, and because he loves God. But okay, loving me would be the third thing. So love God, love yourself, and then love me. So if I know that you love God, then I know you're going to have the ethics, the integrity, the values, the morals, and you're going to walk by God's guidance, by God's rules, his commandments, with faith. And then if you love yourself, then I know that you love yourself enough to implement those things, that you love yourself enough to not be selfish, that you love yourself enough to love God and love someone else, to set standards and to live by those, not just talk them, Oh, this is so beautiful. This has been so beautiful and healing for me. It's so crazy because when I read these things, y'all, I don't know every word in the Bible, but I live it. Like, it's already in my heart. It's placed in my heart. I live it. So when I read these verses, when I read these books, it's like confirmation that I'm doing it right. Well done, daughter. Well done. It makes me happy because I know that it's not in vain, that I'm actually doing something, So there's a prayer here. Dear Lord, as we start our lives together, be in our midst. be our guide and our companion, reminding us of the little things we can do for each other to strengthen our union. Bless our efforts to talk and listen with full hearts and attention to each other, rapt attention. Help us to always come to you when anything presents itself that seems too big for us to handle on our own. Thank you for bringing us together. Amen. So this is like the couples book, the promises for newlyweds, you know. Shoot, I'm going to live by this. So that was for today, guys. I hope that you guys have, today's the 30th, safe week, blessed holiday. Make sure y'all not in, if y'all feel that push and pull, if y'all in a situation where y'all don't want to be in, if y'all going out when y'all shouldn't, if y'all driving when y'all drinking, do not do it. Feel the push and pull and listen. Feel it and listen, you know. If you feel that is wrong, don't do it. When you know that is right, go for it. Have a good time. And then make the best of that moment with those people that you surround yourself with. Have a blessed holiday. Happy New Year. And I just hope, whoever watches this, I just hope that, you know, I'm not hiding that I'm in North Carolina anymore. That I find someone out here that I can spend some time with come the new year, because I have like a week off of work. And I want to do something. I have a weekend off for the first time. And I don't club or anything like that, but I don't mind doing karaoke. But I hope I find someone to be able to share some time with, you know, maybe ignite some unconditional love or something. Bye, y'all. Smile at a stranger. Love one another.